Hey everyone, it's Kimmy. I am Mama on a Mission and I have another haul for you guys today. I was about to say thrift haul, but it's not a thrift haul. Finally, thank goodness, here in Wisconsin we are starting to get some different types of sales, garage sales, estate sales, those types of things, because in our neck of the woods you can't do that a lot of the time here because of the weather and the cold. So excitingly enough, one of my favorite church sales happens twice a year. They do a spring and then a fall. And that's what we have here is a church haul. It's huge. They've been doing it a long time. So here's the story. So I literally told my kids they had to get up early to go to school because I drop them off at school every day. So I told them that they had to get their butts out of bed early so that Mama could go to a garage sale, basically. So I'm like, ooh, I don't know, what kind of mom am I? But it really wasn't that big of a deal. It was 15 minutes early. I wanted to drop them off so that I could get to this church sale within a reasonable amount of time. It started at 7 a.m. So I was so thankful that my kiddos got up okay and I got them to school and I raced off to this church sale and it was only like 10 minutes away, so it was pretty close. And I'm like, oh man, I am gonna be like early bird gets the worm. It's right at 7 o'clock. I'm pulling over this hill to where I know that the church is and I see all of these cars and I'm like, oh my gosh, I am late. I'm late. Which who would think? I mean, I guess, garage sales, estate sales, all the things. They usually have a line before they start unless someone like puts in there that you're not supposed to do that. So anyways, it was literally 7:03. I got the very last spot in the grass. Like you pulled into the driveway and I just like, boom, right in there. Luckily I had my truck today. We have a truck and a car that we drive, my husband and I, and it was wet. It's been soggy here. It's spring. Eventually I had to put it in 4-wheel drive to get out. And if I was in my car, I'm not sure if I would have gotten out. But I got the very last spot, like right next to the road. After that, people started parking on the road. So 7:03, this church sale is known. They've been doing it for so many years. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm late. And I rush in there, and I found some really great things. Long story short, or as short as I can make it, is I found some fantastic things. The people were like, oh yeah, we had a line starting at like 6:15 this morning. They had multiple buildings. I was on a time crunch because of course I always have somewhere else I needed to go. So I really had about an hour time, which, for a big sale, like a church sale, this isn't like a regular garage sale. This is a multi-building church sale. It was not enough time. In fact, I thought about going back when I had more time because it was like Friday through Sunday. But anyways, I found some fantastic things despite not being the first one and really not getting the worm. I was not the early bird. Clearly other people were, which is fine because I couldn't really get much earlier than what I did because like I said, I did drop my kids off early. So what else was I going to do? Either way, it's fantastic. So this sale for the clothes especially, they do flat rate. So all the shoes were $4, all the dresses were $4, all the shirts were $3. I think jeans were $4. I didn't actually pick up any. I didn't even look at the jeans, to be honest. Oh well, I did. Like when I was walking into the clothing area, there were people with just handfuls of stuff. So I do kind of wonder what I missed. You guys are you guys like that? Like if you're the last one to a sale or whatever, do you ever think about what could have been? Like, what did I miss out on? I'm gonna lose sleep tonight thinking about what I possibly missed out on. But again, I found some fantastic things. I am super, super excited. Like I said, most of the items they're a flat rate cost. And this entire bag here cost me $100. This entire bag. The ladies at the checkout, they were so sweet and so cute. They were like, you wouldn't believe it. I said, what? They're like, you hit $100 right on the nose. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's my lucky day. Like right on the spot, $100. And yeah, It's always very well organized. It's all sized out. Like, this is not your typical, I mean, some garage sales and stuff are actually really organized, but this one is like exceptionally well organized. So before I blab you, I probably lost half of you already. And is anybody still here? I am going to I'm going to start picking out these items and show you the awesome things that I found. Now, I do want to also mention that because this church sale was so insane and crazy, I do think there are a couple things that I threw in here that I have my computer here, and I will probably do like a live, right here on the video, search the solds and the comps and let you guys know what they're selling for. I mean, most of these aisles in the clothing and shoes area of this church sale were almost like you could only fit one person. And there's like, dozens, if not at some point 100 to 200 people going through all of these different buildings at 7 o'clock in the morning. And so it really got to be where you just had to like find your stuff and put it, like, make a decision quickly. Like, there was really not much, there was no room to do anything. Everyone was like butt to butt and nudging each other, and I'm sorry, like, a lot of times I had to like go out of the aisles in order to let someone through so that I could keep looking. So it just wasn't really an environment to be conducive of doing a lot of comps. I feel really confident in a lot of this stuff. However, I will probably do a couple things. And one of my favorite items is right on top. I was so excited to find this, you guys. So I will do some comps on a couple of these things. And I already did comps on this because I was so excited. So the blouses were $3. A lovely linen blend. Look how stunning this is, you guys. It has like a floral print with, like, I don't know, are those like papayas or something? Some kind of fruit or flower. Kind of obviously gives you like tropical vibes. But here's the brand. One of my favorite finds of the day. One of Farm Rio. If you don't know this tag, look at it. It's pretty distinctive. You want to know this brand. Farm Rio. It is an Anthropologie brand. Now, Anthropologie has like 200 different like sub brands underneath them, and it's hard to keep track of them all. However, Farm Rio in general has a pretty good following and usually sells for a decent amount. There are Anthropologie brands that I don't pick up anymore, and that obviously is the difficult part about Anthropologie is even though all of it is mostly expensive, not all of it resells well, right? That's kind of how it goes sometimes. But look at this stunning piece. Oh my gosh, I just love this. I couldn't believe it. I saw this big tag and I knew it right away. I've only found this brand like 3 times in my life, my reseller career here. So I was super excited to find this. Just a really beautiful piece. It is a linen blend. It's boho, it's tropical, it's travel. But really, a lot of times, Farm Rio is just going to sell on its own. It's one of those brands that you don't have to put a whole bunch of keywords or even much of a description. It's gonna sell on its own at some point. Comps were in the $40 range for that item. Farm Rio pieces can go into the hundreds of dollars, even pre-owned. So definitely something you want to keep an eye out for. And what a stunning piece. I saw the print and I was like, ooh, this is pretty. And it turned out to be an awesome item. Here's another brand that I do love picking up. It's Olapopkin. I've mentioned this brand on my channel before. It is mainly a plus size brand. I had an Olapopkin on one of my thrift hauls and the item sold for like $30 very quickly. This is a size 20, 22, 100% cotton. Now this is a dress, so this did cost $4. However, this is so in style, not only for the brand, you want to know the brand, but also the style. This is prairie, this is patchwork. Oh, it's not patchwork, but it's like festival, hippie, cottagecore, prairie. I think I already said that. It's a beautiful, beautiful dress with like a color block floral print in a plus size with the brand Olapopkin. I believe it's at least a midi, maybe a maxi. It is sometimes nice. Us plus size ladies do like to have a longer sleeve to cover our arms. So if it's a short sleeve or like a longer short sleeve, like this might be a half sleeve, that is also something you want to put in there. However, this is just beautiful. It is perfect for the time period. I'm going to list that at $39. So right there with 2 items, I'm already up to almost $80, which obviously isn't profit, and it doesn't mean it's going to sell for that. But this whole bag, I paid $100 for, and I'm feeling very thankful. This was also another awesome find. There was a couple t-shirt bros. You go places and you kind of just know where other resellers are, and you just kind of get a certain vibe. And I'm flipping through all the men's items, and I find this. It's kind of hard to see. It's Lululemon. Let's see if there's another. I'm sure there's another logo somewhere on this. Lululemon is obviously a brand you want to keep your eye out for. I don't find it a whole lot, to be honest. And when I do, typically, I'm surprised I can't. Sometimes their little logo is so hidden that you don't see it. Lululemon, usually in like my regular thrift stores and stuff, is priced up so substantially that there's really just not much left on the bone. I do believe this is a men's item. I'll stop looking for the logo now. I'm sure it's on here somewhere, but it still has its long tag, which is kind of uncommon. A lot of times they're cut out. It says right on there, Lululemon, size large, extra life lycra elastane. I will just Google photo this and find what kind of style. It is like more of a performance material. It's like a polyester blend. It's stretchy. It feels like something you would wear in summer or spring, and it has this lovely, like, I don't know, it's like a splatter print, like a water print. Either way, Lululemon, $3, because all of the button-up shirts were $3. So that is a fantastic find. Super excited to find that, and very thankful. That was seriously awesome. Lululemon at a, just like a garage sale type of, it was a church sale, but a lot of times you don't find Lululemon just hanging around, and I did. It was like one of the last things, and I was like, oh, that's a long tag. And then I looked and I was like, what? Lululemon? This is a brand that I do look for, fresh produce. This is a vintage fresh produce. It says right on it, made in the USA, medium, size medium. Look how cute this is. This little fish print. A vintage fresh produce dress. It's got these slouchy pockets here too. They're gonna go between $25 and $35 for the most part. I do love this little fish print. I will put in, different keywords. It kind of gives me like a hippie, eco, animal vibe. Kind of has a couple different styles there, but I just love this. Made in the USA, the little fish print dress. It's slouchy. It has the pockets in it. Again, that's like a $25 sale. And a great brand. A lot of these older made in the USA dresses that I'm finding lately, they are, that also could go like coastal, beachy, tropical, but they're also a lot of times like Lag and Look or hippie festival, those types of things. What do we have here? Oh, this is a soft surroundings, and I am a little bit pickier about my soft surroundings lately. However, this was like a really long, like a duster cardigan. Look at the details on this. See how pretty that is with this embroidery? I will put boho embroidery, floral embroidery, long duster with a tie here. It feels like a really good material. I don't think I even checked. Let's see. It's just viscose. Size large, which is a decent size. A lot of times with soft surroundings lately, I do want to keep in a larger size. However, that's a $25 item. I do love the neutral tone of the color, the embroidery boho details. It's a long duster cardigan. It's lightweight, so that makes it a great transitional piece and for multiple seasons, and that is always a plus as well. Now this, I remember finding this and not knowing. I wasn't sure about this one, but I picked it up anyways because it's silk. Have you guys heard of this brand? Hamptonite, New York. I looked it up and the comps were all over and the sell-through rate wasn't great. So I'm going to say stay away from this brand. What it gave me though, why I liked it is because it does have like a beachy boho feel with this little flare sleeve with that little crochet detail there. It is 100% silk, and that's actually what kind of sold me on it. It has these tassels in the front. People love tassels. I'll put that in. So I will have to kind of do a little bit more in my description and stuff about this item. You know, sometimes I have items like that. Farm Rio is going to sell basically on its own without much effort. Then I have some items that I will have to beef up the description and the titles and all that in order to help it sell. But it is 100% silk. This is like Barbie core, Barbie, glam, glitz. This hot pink color is very, is very pretty, and it's very common in like, a glam aesthetic or a Barbie aesthetic. Size medium, 100% silk. I paid $4. I'm going to list this at $29 and hope to land in the 25-ish range. What do we have here? What do we got going on? Now this, it's Columbia. Now, unless you're getting Columbia for super cheap, I would say pass, unless it's a more substantial piece. But this is a PFG, and I do okay with PFG, which is performance fishing gear. Hunting fishing gear. They have a golfing line. They have all these different lines, and that's where sometimes I can find some value. And to be completely honest, I'm going to show my husband this because this is a 2XLT. Now, if you find talls in men's items, that usually adds value and usually has more of a better of a sell-through rate because talls are harder to find. And I know that because I'm a Sasquatch. My family were Sasquatches. So, no, that sounds mean. I love being tall, but finding talls and items that fit a tall person, it's a little bit harder. So, usually you will get more money out of it. So, Columbia is, a lot of times it's a pass for me. But if it's more substantial, has a larger or a tall size, any of the specific lines like the PFG, there's a hunting performance gear. It's like hunting. PHG maybe, performance hunting gear, those types of things. Here's it on the back, that PFG. This will probably sell around $20. I could probably list it tomorrow and it would sell pretty quickly because fishermen are looking for this. With the mesh, it's lightweight, it has pockets, it's vented, all of those things. Definitely, if you get your hands on some specialty items for these different sports and activities, like we've talked about, tennis, golf, pickleball, fishing, hunting, camping, outdoors, there is a lot of money to be made. You just have to figure that out. I am going to show my husband. I'm actually going to put this a little bit to the side so he can decide whether or not it's something he wants to wear. I'm not sure. He's not really a button-up guy, but the tall is hard to find. So you never know. This I just loved. This is another Olapopkin. This one is size 2022, and it is this lovely jean. It's heavy jean dress with this zip in the front and these layers. Oh my gosh, this is just, it's beautiful. So I'll put denim, jean. This is a very classic piece as far as I'm concerned for spring, summer, fall. It has really nice pockets. It has the layered or tieredness in the dress. This to me is, it's not only is it like just like a classic piece, it's also kind of like boho. What else? It's just, there's so many things about this piece. Everyone needs a good denim dress, and Olapopkin is a great brand. I'm going to list this at $39, and I would imagine I'll sell it in the $30 to $35 range. Now, if you guys are new and you're like, why does she keep saying all these ranges? I do run sales pretty often. I have coupons pretty often. I do offer discounts if you buy more than like 2 or 3 items, and I do accept offers on most of my items. So I start typically a little bit high, although a lot of times I'll get full price sales. You know, value is in the eye of the consumer. So if they feel like it's worth $29, then they'll buy it right out at $29. But when I say range, it's because like I have a 7% sale going right now. So when I'm listing items right now for $29, it automatically puts it at like $27 because I have a sale going on. So that's, if there's any confusion there, you're like, this lady's talking like a crazy person. I mean, that might also be true, but that's why I say within a certain price range. And plus, solds are always, you know, you could sell it for 25 or someone else could sell it for 23. That's just how it is. Now, here's a brand that you do want to keep an eye out for. It's Halston with that H. This is 100% linen, size large. Now, I didn't do comps and I kind of wanted to. However, the brand is a good brand. The 100% linen is great. And this color is perfect for spring and summer right now. So I will get this listed very quickly. I should really maybe run a comp on it quick. It has this one button. It has the seams. This is just a great spring piece. I say Google, but it's not Google. Let's look at the solds really quick. Halston, linen, blazer. And this is, like I said, a size large. So that's a great size. And I do feel like this color is great for the time period. You know, you probably wouldn't wear this color as much like in the winter, but right now with spring, this is a perfect color. Looks like solds, we have 30, 25, 29, 28, 28. Oh, here's my color. H. Halston Blazer, green linen blend, preppy country club in summer. Someone put in, hey-oh, I like it. I like those keywords, country club. Okay. Sold for $32 plus shipping. I'm guessing I'm going to put this in the $29 range and it will sell somewhere around 25 bucks. Blazers were $4. What else we got going on in here? Hopefully my lighting is okay. Oh, Ralph Lauren. I did find a couple Ralph Lauren pieces. You guys probably know this brand by now, but this is the Blake button-up shirt in a size extra large, which is a great size. It had a nice little pony. This is a nice solid blue, you know, sorry, I didn't get time. I should have properly buttoned these up. Ralph Lauren button-ups, for the most part, are going in the $25 range right now. So if your Goodwill is pricing them up at $12.99, there's probably not any money left there. However, the sell-through rate is pretty good, and when you can sell something fast, even though it might be a 4 to 25, that's a good, you know, that's a good thing. So I will put in the Blake style here, and like I said, an extra large is a great size. Very classic blue. Maybe I'll put in country club in that. I like that keyword. I love finding new keywords to put in. And I get it, the preppy country club. I kind of like that. Should we look up Blake? Ralph Lauren. And I got a couple more Ralph Laurens here. 25. This one for 18. You know, sometimes, though, that's another thing. When you're selling things like this that are a very popular brand that other people probably are finding, it's up to you how you want to handle it. But I might have to wait out some of these other low people who are going to sell it for $8 or $10. Maybe they just want to move it. Maybe it's something from their own personal closet. You know, when you look at these solds, there's always things to learn, but there's always going to be anomalies, I say. Like, there's always going to be a sold in there that you're like, why did they just sell this for $7? That doesn't even make any sense. But there's, you know, that's kind of how it goes, and you might have to wait out until it's your time. Ralph Lauren, again, size extra large, might have been the same person. Again, look at this color. Beautiful, bright color for spring, summer, with a hot pink logo. That's fantastic. Kind of just the same thing. Each of these, the button down, all the shirts were $3. Love the colorway on this. Another extra large. And I do believe I had one more. Here's another great color for spring, summer. Real men wear pink, right? Isn't that what they say? Again, Ralph Lauren, size extra large, bright pink. All three of these colors, you guys, look at these colors. They're perfect. I almost should lot them up. Look at this. Maybe I will lot them up. I don't know. This is like if someone was just changing sizes or needed like a wardrobe refresher for a man. Like this is your spring, summer all day, right? Going golfing, you're going to the country club. Look at these colors. Perfect. They're all extra large, long sleeve. Look at that pony. Love it. Sometimes, you guys, just a simple color can really elevate an item. Those are beautiful color tones and perfect for the season. Now, here's a brand that a lot of people are passing on right now. It's Tommy Bahama. I used to love this brand. It's gotten a little bit saturated, but here's what I will tell you about this and why I picked it up. It is 100% silk. It is a great size at an extra large, and it has the wood tone buttons, which wood tone buttons on tropical style shirts just give it more of a tropical look. So great size. The brand is still good. It's just the resale value of all these Tommy Bahama shirts is just not as great as it used to be. 100% silk, wood tone buttons. Again, a great, I wonder if this is all the same person. Should we throw this color in here? Now look at this color. This guy was just like, I'm done with my colors. This is all extra large. Could it be from the same person? They were like, nah, I don't want any colors in my life anymore. So I'm throwing out all the colors. Tommy Bahama, good size, silk material, wood tone buttons. You're still getting about $25. Now this, I also had some mixed feelings about, but was still excited. FootJoy. Some people are passing. This is a 2XL. It is like a polyester material. Here's, again, the logo, FootJoy. So when you're looking at some of these polos, the polyester or polyester blend material usually makes it more like performance wear because the polyester is cooler. It will keep you cooler if you're golfing, if you're at the country club, if you're out with the boys on summer or whatever, even if you're at like an event. This material, cotton, usually is a little bit heavier. It's usually a little bit warmer and isn't as like sought after in the spring and summer. So I'm curious. I should look. FootJoy, it's a 2XL, which is a great size. A lot of people are passing on this brand. Again, you know, you guys do the comps for yourself and kind of decide what you think. I just am going with what I know and what here's one right here. $20, and that's kind of where I thought. I will probably list this at $25 right off the bat. This almost looks exactly what I have. Performance and, you know, let's see. Activewear, sports, 2020, 25, 19, 25, 31, 20. So you're right. I will put $20 as my starting price and hopefully $25 and hopefully land at $20. Now I did find a couple, I think I found two different ones. This is Duluth Trading. Size extra large, 100% organic cotton. If you find organic material, it's a good thing. And this is like a sleeveless. What I'm finding right now when I was looking at comps earlier, that's a fuzzy, is that right now, of course, being it's spring, summer, fall, people are looking for sleeveless items. And for that reason, the pricing seems to be going up. Duluth Trading is an okay brand, size extra large, organic cotton. This is a lovely print. This like is a outdoorsy adventure, hiking type of print to me all day. It almost gives tribal vibes. This is longer, which I find kind of interesting. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like a tunic. You could wear this in the garden. You could wear this all kinds of activities. This is $15 to $20. But with it being that it's organic cotton and it's a great size, that will kind of elevate that. I do know there's another one in here. I'll get, oh, is this it? No, but we'll show you this too. I was surprised at looking at some of the comps. I knew I had picked up a couple tailbots. Now, if you find tailbots non-iron, that's more where you'll find like a good, decent resale value. These were selling for $20 to $25. Even with this only being a size 10, they were still selling for 20 bucks. Like, I think the sleeveless, I love this pink checker plaid. It's perfect for the time period right now. Tailbots, non-iron. This is a $20 bill. I don't know if they did the tanks at $2 or if they charged me $3 for them. Here's another one. Tailbots, non-iron, sleeveless button-up blouse, perfect for the time. Like, you pair these are classics. You pair this with your favorite, jean, your boyfriend jean, or your khaki shorts, or your favorite white shorts, white capris, and this is like all day a cute, modern, nautical, all the summer, spring vibes. Like that style. Do you get what I mean? Like these, like even this one with the pink checker, picture this with your favorite khaki or white short and your favorite pair of sandals, and you're going to the farmer's market. Like, cute, easy. The 9-iron, I mean, sometimes I question the 9-iron, but look how nice this looks. There's a couple wrinkles, of course. It's, who knows where it's been, but overall it looks pretty clean. Here's that other Duluth trading. Again, organic cotton, size extra large, a great plaid, sleeveless, and it is longer. It's got to be a tunic. Pockets, button up the front. I could even put maybe garden. This is like Duluth Trading is more of an outdoorsy adventure type of brand. So you could maybe put hiking, camping. That would be a great camping shirt. It's longer, which means you could do all the things without worrying about what's going on with your outfit. It has the buttons up the front, the pockets, all of those things. Now, you guys, I remember picking this up. I was just looking at it quick. This is J. McLaughlin. That's a brand you do want to know. Now, this is not a super substantial piece. J. McLaughlin. I just sold a J. McLaughlin skirt for $30, literally like yesterday or so. I thought it was kind of risky to get this all white. I was looking at it for an hour. You guys do that when you look at your items and you're like, there's got to be a stain on this somewhere that I'm missing. If you see it in this bright white light, you tell me. Because I thought there's got to be a stain on it somewhere. Very nice. The materials has to be like a polyester of some nylon and spandex. Interesting. So this is, again, another performance piece. This is something you would wear to pickleball, tennis, golfing with your favorite sport. So I'll put performance sports, some of those keywords. These were going for about $25. J. McLaughlin in general is a brand you want to keep an eye out for. But that is not a super substantial piece. So because it's just kind of like, I don't know, it's a performance piece, but it's not super substantial. You're only going to get like $25 for that. I loved, look at how pretty this print is. So many really nice spring styles. This is such a classic piece. This is J. Jill, a great size again at extra large. You know, these tanks, they're all going to go in 15, 20. I'll list them all at $25 and hope to land in a $20 range. This is just beautiful. Look at those colors. Oh my gosh. Great spring, summer piece. Love the color tones. Yeah, those are wins. Win, win, win. What's your favorite piece so far? You guys check in. I always kind of zip through because I don't want to keep you guys too long. I loved this style-based piece though. Looks like maybe, let's see if this, no, it doesn't look like it's going to come off so easy. This is a Y2K. See this old tag? Forever. This is Forever, the old Forever 21 tag. Which you're like, yeah, Forever 21 is worth like nothing. I get it. But this style halter baby doll tank top, this gives me kind of Asian type of vibes, like with the color tones and the patterns. This is a 20 to 25. I'll probably list this in the $29 range. It's Y2K era, like I said, the baby doll, and it does have like a certain like, yeah, I don't know, just beautiful. Oh my gosh, I just love this. Y2K, you guys know I love my style-based pieces. A lot of them go in the, oh my gosh, I have to sneeze. Excuse me, sorry about that. My style-based pieces go in the $20 to $30 range. A lot in like these basic like tank top type of items. Here's another. This is Nick and Zoe. This is a brand you want to keep an eye out for. Their pieces are pretty expensive. However, this is just a basic tank. Again, all these pieces are. I wonder if they are that smart that they're like, hey, try to keep your pieces and your colors. All of these pieces, the color tones, the styles, they're all for like spring and summer, which is really smart. Although I have a cashmere sweater coming, so I guess maybe not. But Nick and Zoe is a brand that you want to keep an eye out for all around, because that's just a tank top. It's not a super substantial piece. However, let's look up the comps really quick. Nick and Zoe tank. These are all brand new. That's 15, 19. This one went for 22, 27. This one went for 12. So you're kind of all over the place, but it is a cute colorway, and Nick and Zoe in general is a brand that you want to keep an eye out for. What's this? Ooh, you know, I didn't find a whole lot in the style and the vintage vibes. You know, we have a lot of great solid brands here. Obviously, you know, we have the Ralph Lauren, which I had several Ralph Lauren pieces. Duluth Trading is okay. You know, we have J. McLaughlin, which is great. I didn't find a whole lot. I had Anthropologie. That's always good. This is a vintage. There it is. Chaps Ralph Lauren collab. Chaps Ralph Lauren is a vintage brand there. Not the brand, but like the collaboration, and the tag is vintage. This is another men's button-up. It probably was donated by the same person. Full button down, and I love this. If you can find some of the older emblems like that, I'll put in preppy, academia, maybe even business or executive, office, where this is a vintage item, 100% cotton, made in Honduras. So I'm, again, going to be listing most of those men's button-ups, Ralph Lauren, and that collaboration at $29, and hope to land in the $25 range. Now here's my last couple, and I do have a couple shoes at the end. I did pick up a couple cashmere sweaters, and this is just Tahari, 100% pure cashmere, extra large. Now the thing is right now is obviously we're a little bit out of season with the sweaters and the cashmere. So my strategy right now, and this is just the way I do things, of course, you guys don't have to do it this way, is I'm pricing a little bit higher because it's probably going to sit for a month or two, and plus all my coupons and discounts, and then, you know, setting myself up knowing that it might sit for 3-4 months. People will start to buy sweaters in like late August, September-ish range, you know, and then you'll really ramp up like around October. But, you know, by the time January and February is done, it'll already be over again. So all these things are always cyclical. But 100% cashmere. I love my cashmere. This is a lovely color. Men's size extra large is great. These, you know, I would think they would sell in the $25 to $30 range. Right now, the solds probably aren't that great because no one's buying a cashmere sweater going into summer. So I'll probably list that around $35, and then, you know, hope to still land in that in that $25 to $30 range. This was a brand I didn't know, so we're going to learn together. Maybe you know. Tell me if you know this brand. Daniel Hector. Hechter Paris. 100% cashmere. I picked it up because it was cashmere. It was with this other cashmere. It's a quarter zip. Really nice, dark blue. Again, some of these pieces probably come from the same person. Where I've never seen this that I can recall, this brand. So does that mean it's good or does that mean it's bad? We are about to find out. Daniel Hector cashmere sweater. Pre-owned, right? Make sure that you're looking at the solds that are not for brand new. Brand new. Pre-owned, $25. Just sold, $26. Brand new. We don't want to do the brand new. This one went there for $35. So it looks like right on par with what I've been saying with some of the other cashmere sweaters. You're going to get 25 to 35. This one went for 35. It is a quarter zip pullover sweater, navy men's size large, which is exactly what I have here. And it went for $35. So yeah, I will, the cashmere sweaters, I'm going to list in the $35, maybe even $39. And here's the last one. I knew I had 3. And then, you know, knowing that it's out of season, it's probably going to sit for a little bit once I get it listed. Again, here's a Tahari, size extra large. It's a nice neutral gray, super soft. Again, with a lot of this, I'll put preppy, college, city, business, office. I don't always put all of those things, but those are, you know, what I'm thinking when I'm looking at it. And based off of solds, those will all sell in the $25 range pretty comfortably. I just might have to sit a little bit on it. Now the belts were $2 and I picked up one belt. You know why? Because it was like this weird corner where no one could get through and my face was like planted up against the side of this building, like waiting for all these people to come through. And while I'm planted against the side of this wall, waiting for these people, you know, everybody deserves to look at things. So I'm just like waiting my turn. I'm like, oh, there's belts right here. I better just look. And I found this one, which I thought was kind of fun. So it's Jack Daniels. It said Jack Daniels right on it. I believe there was a date on it. The backside, yeah, says 2003, which makes it Y2K and vintage. Look how sweet this is. Look at this. It's got a cowboy vibe. You know, if there's a Jack Daniels collector out there, my husband and I have a buddy who used to love Jack Daniels. You know, there's people who collect alcohol related, cigarette related, you know, all those things. Very cool piece. I should just look it up. It has all this detail. Besides putting in the Jack Daniels Y2K vintage belt, it says size 36. This is just really nice details. It really is. It has to be leather. I don't see anything that says leather so far. Oh, there. Genuine full grain leather. Let's see. See if there's anything. It's kind of different being that it's a belt. It looks like right off the bat there's a ton of belt buckles, which I can understand. Jack Daniels. This went for $20 plus shipping. A lot of belt buckles, not as many belts. So this is kind of a cool piece that it has this all engraved, all in it. I'm going to guess I'll list this around $25. Lots of belt buckles, which just for reference, a lot of these belt buckles are going for like 20-ish. So not $1 million. Some of them are only going for about 12, 28. Not a ton of actual belts though. So that's really interesting. I'm going to list this for $25 to $29. I don't see one like it. Cowboy, equestrian, what other? Rodeo. Kind of just gives me the cowboy vibes. So here we go. Last couple things are some shoes. I didn't know what this was. So we're gonna learn together, unless you already know. This one was definitely just a throw in the bag because I don't know what it is. Could be absolutely nothing. See that there? It says Minica. I thought these looked like a nice casual shoe. It had a little bit of a platform, which is kind of trendy right now. The size is 41, which is usually like European size. So we're going to see if I wasted $4 on these. They just seem different, and sometimes when I don't know a brand, I get like kind of like crazy, and I'm like, Not a whole lot of comps here, which usually is a bad thing. Did I spell it right? There's not a whole lot of information here. There's a couple sold at like $10. Wah, wah, wah. So, unless there's something else with this brand, I would say maybe this was my stinker of the day. So far, I'm super happy with all these items, whether it's the brand, the material, the style-based, great price points. As far as most of the items, everything's on $4 or under. You really can't beat that. The comps look pretty low, and there's not a whole lot going on. So this might have been my dud for the day. I have a shoe pile over there, so I might add that. But I do have some decent shoes. Oh, this is my last. This was in the corner here. This is a Y2K Abercrombie & Fitch item. I just did a short video. I do some shorts on some of my quick sales. So if you want to look at those, I go over some of the things that went very quickly. And I just did a Y2K Abercrombie men's item sold in 3 days for basically my full asking price, $25. And this is also a Y2K. See, you want to look for like the moose, you want to look for some kind of details. If this said Abercrombie across the front or like a big patch in the front, then it would be a home run, and you might even be able to get a little bit more. But remember, it needs to be Y2K. You guys know I've talked about this brand before. I was intrigued because it's a collaboration. This is JBU, JBoo is what I usually call it. And I sell these all the time. I just sold another pair for $25. But this has a Dr. Scholl's. So I don't know if that's a collab or if that's an insole. So I guess I'll have to figure that out. But these shoes, this JBoo brand, and it's in really good shape. You want to look at the bottom. If there's a ton of wear or like the toes worn off, something separating, shoes can be. But look how nice this is. It's in really great condition. These are going for $20 to $25 very quickly all day for me. I'll list them at $29, and that's where I'll land, is in the $25 range. Now this was also a awesome find. Taos, Taos. I don't really know how you pronounce it, but I know this brand. I love this brand. What does it say? Stand up and get comfortable, girl. Okay. Great condition. These are Mary Jane's. A lovely blue color. Great size at size 10. Let's see what the Taos Mary Jane's are going for. This was like an instant pickup for me. I did not hesitate pretty much at all. The size 10 will elevate it. There it is, the brand again, Taos. Because size 10 is getting to be a bigger size. It's not as big as my big old foot. Oh, here's a JBoo. I love how you search. I looked up the exact brand, Mary Jane shoes, and here's a JBoo, here's a Keen. So, sometimes these searches, especially on eBay, can be a little, which this JBoo sold today for $20 plus shipping. So, hey, kind of right on the money there. But where are none of these are the brand I'm looking for. Why does it do that? Here's another JBoo. What did it sell for? $22. Kind of exactly what I'm telling you guys as far as that brand. And that's pretty common for that brand. Why is it not showing me any of these? Okay, well, sometimes eBay search is kind of funky. You guys ever find that? Do you get like frustrated? Because then I'm wondering, how are people gonna find my items if I'm searching for items, I'm looking for this style shoe, and I can't find them? Are my customers gonna be able to find my items? I just put in Teos shoe, pre-owned, 42, 49, 46. 34, that's a shoe though. That's not like a Mary Jane sandal. You know, I'm going to guess I'm going to put 30 bucks on these. And I paid $4. This is another brand I do like finding. Larizia by Spring Step. Just a lovely sandal. Look at the details. This is like a gladiator multi-strap sandal. And it has like a Aztec-y, Western bohemian vibe to it. Barely used. Again, these are $25. Genuine leather. Ooh, it has the thing. The style name is Jerline, not Jolene. It's Jerline. Jerline, which is interesting. Jerline. Here's one that's sold $20 plus shipping. You know, a lot of this one, oh, it actually looks more like mine. Pre-owned gladiator sandal leather Jerline. There it is right there. Size 6.5. This is a 41, which I think is like a 9. And they sold for 35 bucks. So again, you're looking at $25 there. This is the second J. McLaughlin that I found for the day. J. McLaughlin. It's a shoe. Genuine leather, size 9. These are like a dressier pump, slingback pump with more of a square toe. I'm assuming J. McLaughlin is a good brand. I'm not too familiar with the shoes. It is a great size at a size 9. Again, I'm thinking 25 to 30. Should we look it up? Slingback pump. And this is the first item I found of the day, and I was just excited, and people are rushing in there, and you're like, oh my gosh. It's like when I go to the bins in the morning and, you know, everybody waits in line at 9 a.m. and you get this like adrenaline rush, or at least I do, and it's like, oh my God, everyone's rushing in. I got to find all this stuff first. Allbirds. Oh, is that upside down? Allbirds. A great bread and butter shoe brand. It says size 8. Keep an eye out for Allbirds. You know, this is again a 20 to 25. A nice kind of pink color tone. Size 8, which is not bad. Great condition. You know, a lot of these things, you guys, I tell you guys all the time, a lot of my bread and butter is taking items for $2, $3, $4 and flipping them for $20, $25 over and over. And depending on where I sell them, you know, Poshmark's fees is about 20%. So if I sell something for $25 on Poshmark with 20% fees, you're looking at, you know, about $5 in fees. Did I do that right? $2, $4, $5 in fees, plus your cost is, we'll just say on the high side, $4 for these shoes. That's $9. So if someone bought them for $25 minus my $9, which is cost of goods and your fees, you're looking at $16 in profit. So I took $4, because $25, you know, some resellers don't even deal with items that are 20 and 25. And hey, more power to them. If that's their business model, if that's your business model, honey, you do it. Like, I am all for it. I am not here to judge anybody's business model or their reselling life. If it makes you happy, you're making profit, I really don't care. You do you. But for me, that is the bread and butter of my business. So $16 in profit on an item I paid $4 for. So I basically quadrupled my money by taking a $4 item and selling it for only $25. And honestly, like at the bins, a lot of times my shoes are only $2 to $3, sometimes even less, because my bins is $1.29 a pound. And, you know, I get most of my shoes from the bins. But $4 still is a great price, very affordable. This church sale was great, extremely organized, good pricing because everything was, all dresses were a certain price, all shoes were a certain price, and I really do love that. Great experience all around. $100. You know, like I said right in the beginning, that Farm Rio, that's definitely a brand you want to keep an eye out for. I believe that I will list that at $49, and I think I will get $40 for that one item. And blouses were $3. So I'm looking at, you know, doubling, tripling, quadrupling my money here. And still, you know, Farm Rio is an Anthropologie brand that sells for hundreds of dollars. That linen blend blouse honestly was probably $150, and I'm going to sell it for $40. So I think that's a great flip for me. And it's a great value for the customer who's going to find it because it's 60% off of what it would be in the store. And, you know, the church sale, all of their prices were standard. So I wasn't lowballing anybody or doing anything crazy. I was giving them exactly what they wanted, and they were moving tons of stuff. I actually apologized. And sorry, this is a long not thrift haul, a long haul video. I apologize because I kind of held up their line. I said, I'm so sorry. I'm ripping all the hangers out. And they're like, are you kidding? The ladies were like, we love people like you. We want to move this stuff. Like, we want to get rid of it. We're thankful for you to be here. And I was like, no, I'm thankful to be here too. I love it. I love this sale. So all around, it's a good experience. And let me tell you, when I left with my one bag of items, the entire thing was still packed full of stuff. I passed up on Nikes, Adidas. I passed up on other Anthropologies. I passed up on a lot of different things just because I didn't feel like it would flip well, or maybe it was a size or style, you know, so there was plenty of great things left for everybody else. That place was packed. So, you know, I guess I'm getting into that because there seems to be sometimes this weird vibe about resellers because we're taking all the good things from people, and that's really not the case. I mean, I left, besides Calvin Klein, I'm leaving behind really high-end brands, expensive brands, really nice pieces, and there's enough to go around for everybody, you guys. I was watching a video just the other day about consumerism, and the amount of clothes that gets put into landfills is in the hundreds of millions of pounds per year because we have so much fast fashion, so much cheap fashion, if you're thinking like Temu and stuff like that. We have so much waste that there's enough to go around, I promise you. I don't know why I'm getting on this little rant. I think because I've just seen so many negative things about resellers lately. And I've been doing this 14 years, you guys. I don't plan on stopping anytime soon. I love it. I enjoy it. And I do really wonder how many hundreds of pounds I've even saved from going into a landfill somewhere. So great items, style-based, brand-based, material-based. We had some cashmere. We had some linen in there. Lots of good pieces, solid bread and butters, and a couple higher priced items. I'm super excited. You know what I need to do is a what sold. So that's probably going to be next. And then I'm going to list. So thank you guys for being here. You guys know I appreciate you. So if you made it all the way to the end, I love you all so much. And I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.